people need to understand what the issues are. People need to learn. People need to listen in order to not only remedy the issues, but to support the cause.
Would you sign up for a course that would teach you about why Black and Brown communities around the world are standing up against police brutality? One Montreal teacher is using his skill set to try to change people's perceptions on systemic racism.
People have had enough. People are protesting and people are saying, we want change now. People don't trust their elected officials. People don't trust the private sector. And people are saying, I want to be included in this world. And it's not just people of color. It's also white people. White people are protesting. White people are in angst. It is society at large that is saying, we need to feel as though we have a voice.
Balarama Holness is an educator and community activist in Montreal. He's holding 1-hour virtual classes to teach Montrealers about systemic racism and why there are protests happening around the world. The idea came to him last year when his organization, Montréal en Action, collected 22,000 signatures, forcing the city of Montreal to hold the first ever public consultation on systemic racism and discrimination.
I am taking the tools that I've learned in the education system, also as a teacher, and applying it to contemporary Canadian and Montreal society in order to inform people about what is really going on in their community.
With demonstrations happening around the world calling on governments to reform or defund the police force, Balarama says many people don't know how racism can be embedded into our legal and judicial systems and what people can do about it. After all, he says, nobody wants to be labeled as a racist.
People have to realize that they might not see themselves as being racist. No one wants to be labeled as racist. Racism is an identity. It's oftentimes unconscious bias.
The class is 1 hour over Zoom and open to anyone wanting to learn more about issues affecting Black and Brown communities in Canada and Montreal. Check out montrealenaction.org for more information. In Montreal, Iman Kassam, City News.